It's 3 o'clock, Tuesday, June 4th. I'll call this meeting to order of the Board of Public Works, the City Council Chambers in Peru, Indiana. We have a roll call first.
Dawn Sturch.
Here.
Jeff Butts.
Here.
Jim Walker.
Here.
Next order of business is reading and approving of the minutes from May 21st.
Make the motion that we waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented to us.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next order of business is the approval of claims. The first is payment of claims in the amount of $179,998.32 from June 4th. Any discussion?
Make the motion that we approve the payment of claims on the date of June 4th for $179,998.32.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item on the agenda is payment of claims from June 4th in the amount of $930.91. Discussion?
Make the motion that we approve the payment of $930.91 for the date of June 4th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item is our regular payroll for May 31st, the amount of $209,627.32. Any discussion regarding payroll?
Motion to approve the regular payroll at $209,627.32 for May 31st.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item is payroll correction, sanitation department employees' hours missed in the amount of $1,648 for May 31st. Discussion?
I just have a question, if there can be a clarification on that, what that was, or
I'm not aware of what those were for, what hours were missed.
Would that be Kelly?
Yes. It has listed a mechanic driver for the sanitation department, but I'm not aware of those details. As to why.
So these were hours that were left off his time card, maybe? We don't know,
Yeah.
right?
there's no one in the street department?
No.
Andrea was the one who produced this amended agenda, wasn't she? Adding those to it?
Right.
Yes, she did amend it to add that to this latest agenda, but there was no explanation, and since she is not here, we don't have that explanation as to why those hours were missed.
Do we know whether or not this claim has already been paid? It's dated May 31st.
I believe so.
I would say yes, since it's May 31st, it's already been paid out.
Notwithstanding approval, but I'm uncomfortable making a motion to approve it until we get a clarification. And I don't think that would be any undue burden if the person's already got their money.
So we can table this approval of this particular claim. We realize that it's probably already been paid. We're still just looking for that explanation as to why it was missed. Understanding that this money has already been paid out to the employee or employees. Not sure which it is. So we will get that explanation for our next meeting. So do we need a motion to table this particular item until the next meeting?
I'll make the motion that we table the approval of claims for the payroll corrections sanitation employees for $1,648 even from May 31st.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Old business, we have two requests from the last meeting. The first is from John Schwartz for closure of West Fifth Street from Brownout to Walnut for the 36th annual block party on June 30th from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Last meeting, we did not have a waiver signed. We do have that waiver at this point. Discussion about closing this stretch of street.
I'll make the motion that we approve the request for the closure as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next item of business, under old business, we tabled this request from Gary Maggart for closure of Lincoln Street between East 3rd and the alleyway. Last meeting, we decided we needed to discuss it further with the business owner, which is East End Ice Cream. We have done that. I've had two conversations with the business owner. He has given his approval for the closure from 1 to 6 p.m. The only caveat is that we need to make sure that the alley is open, the east-west alley. So when they come down Lincoln Street from Main, they don't have to try and back up and get back out. They have the alleyway to exit. So I'd make a motion that we allow this closure with barricades up to the south side of the alley on Lincoln Street from East 3rd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I have a text from Gary, if I could read it during communications or now, or...
Sure, go ahead and read it now since we're talking about it.
Okay. Board of Works meeting, I would like the results of the meeting. The mayor said they had to make a decision on the request. Would like to know if you could possibly get it in writing and reasoning from Gary.
If we can get it in writing,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Thank you.
That's all we have under old business. Under new business, we have a request by Lauren Acree and Chris Barnes for a July 4th block party closure of either Brown Street between 13th and 14th or the 300 block of 13th Street. They will be having bounce houses and many kids. Do we have a representative here for this closure? Do not. They did not list any hours on this closure. I don't know whether it's all day or half a day. We also do not know if they have neighbors' consent for this. So I believe we'll have to table their request until our next meeting, and would request that they be present to answer these kinds of questions so we know exactly what we're doing with it. So I make a motion we table.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item under new business is a request by Chief Feller to approve the following police policies. Would you like to come forward, Assistant Chief Venipal? Are these new policies or?
Yes and no.
Okay.
They are very similar to the ones that we currently have, but just if there's any of them that updated in regards to any state or federal statutes that were required.
I have read them, and the ones that I have questions about are policy 208, the retired officer identification card. What does this do exactly? Has it always been in place?
We always have had a retired officer identification card, long as they get a retired identification card. But then if there's a part on there, if they qualified with their firearm, that way they can carry that among the contiguous and 50 states.
Okay.
So basically, like, I know Cook County does not like, up in Illinois, does not like firearms of we can, as long as we have that identification. We have a compact with different states in regards to what states a permit can carry from Indiana into their states. But with the permitless carry, then this kind of keeps our retired officers the ability, as long as they show proficiency, to be able to carry within
Okay.
continental U.S.
But this is something that's always been in
Yes.
practice with the police department?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other one is the policy 209, license to carry a handgun. I mean, it's not required to have a license in the state of Indiana to carry a
Correct.
handgun.
This just goes through, because you still can get a lifetime, or I know you get the lifetime.
You can still get the lifetime concealed carry. That way you can honor it in other states.
Right, but they don't have the other years of, like
Yeah, I
they used to
don't-
have a 5-year and a 10-year. I don't think they have those anymore.
Right, I don't think so.
Right.
Once they
that's
change that
just-
law.
So that, again, for the compact between different states,
Uh-huh.
so that they can carry it in those other states that we have a compact with.
Yeah, it's the only for reciprocating states.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. And those were the only questions I had. Any other discussion about the policies?
There were a couple I had a question on, but I did call Chief Feller, and he addressed those with me, and I'm satisfied with his explanation.
I'll make the motion that we approve them as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Showing nothing further under new business, do we have any communications? Anything from the Board of Works? Anything from department heads? Any communication from the public? If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
This meeting is adjourned.